Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you on this Tuesday evening? Well, I hope everything with you is good and copacetic. Baby Crone and I haven't been here for a couple of days. Why? We burn out. Is that it, Baby Crone?
Yeah, that is honestly it.
I think we burnt out, and now we're going to burn back in and just give you a little bit of something. One of the things we're going to talk about on this video is Housewives of New Jersey. Okay. I've been thinking about this and thinking about it and thinking about it. I'm going to give Dolores a pass.
Oh. Why?
Because ignorance is bliss.
They do say that.
And when you don't know, she's being trusting.
Yeah.
She's being believing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're on the outside, we really, technically, I don't care. But she made it a point she wanted to get married.
Yes.
She made it a point that, what was it, that she didn't want to tolerate it.
Yeah, she did.
So for us looking and we know that she's gone. And what did she do? She went against her own violations.
Yes, she did.
That was her violations to let her know, if I cross this, I'm in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
She crossed it. Winning for him. Winner, chicken dinner. Why? Because the idea of losing him was far greater than getting married to him. So she accepted something. And I'm not saying they're not going to get married. I'm not saying that. It'll be on his time. I'm not saying that he treats her bad. But I'm saying she'll never really have a voice in that relationship.
No.
She'll never have a voice. She'll never have to listen. She'll always have to walk the line with him.
Yes.
Always. Well, because she already violated her, what do you call those standards? No, what do you call them?
Boundaries?
She already violated her own boundaries. That's why you put boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're driving and you go, oh, I said I wasn't going to do that. And it's something because you experienced.
Yep.
And so you I back off with that. I said that, I wasn't going to, and the moment you do it, we walk over our boundaries all the time.
Yes.
But we suffer for it. It is there. She put that in place to keep her sound.
Yes.
Now that she crossed it, she is no longer sound.
Mm-mm.
She is a happy fool.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not, and why I say that, because to me now, when I look at Dolores, and she was one of those ones I used to think was mean.
Okay.
But when I look at Dolores, this is what I see. I hope you can receive what I'm saying.
Okay.
This is like love of a lifetime. Like I get to love again. Like I was feeling old. Like I get the feeling like she was old. Like she's a mature woman.
Mm-hmm.
And here this guy comes along. And she finally feels alive again. Oh. And it's like drinking from the fountain of youth. He makes her feel young again. And for that reason, she knows she crossed the line. But also, what she doesn't understand is she'll never really be able to stand up because he knows that she doesn't honor her own words.
Yeah.
I can't explain it to make it make sense. She would have won. She would have won if she would have moved out.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like it. But if she would have moved out, she would have won. Why? Because either he was going to come running for her and give her what she wanted, or not give her what she wanted at all.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, she won.
Yeah.
But she surrendered. Well, I just wanted to put that out there. So for that, I give her, I forgive her. Because I just hate to see strong women do this, and she lets me know she's not really that strong at all when it comes to the matters of the heart.
I'm just curious what her zodiac sign is.
Earth sign, I bet.
Oh my God. She's shortly born after Christmas. I don't have to look this up, but I already know what it is. She would be a Capricorn.
Earth sign.
My God.
See?
Yeah.
And for her to do that,
Honestly, yeah, she's definitely.
she's the GOAT. But the GOAT gave up her power for love. This is for love's sake. For love's sake, each mistake, all she forgave. I had to throw that. So I wish her happiness for as long as it lasts.
Yes, for as long as it lasts.
And she's got a good group of friends around her
Mm-hmm.
to help her.
She does.
Because this is going to devastate Dolores, and her ex-husband know it. But he has to go on.
Mm-hmm.
And she would never love him anyway. What was his name? You know, Dolores' ex-husband.
Yes,
With
Frank.
Frank. You know, it's never going to be with Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this guy is a good guy. I'm not going to say a bad guy. I'm just saying, I don't know. I wish them both success because I want Dolores to be happy. And even though she violated her own program, that's what we do in life.
Mm-hmm.
We set out programs and we know that they're right. And then we cross over our own program. And then we wonder why we get messed up.
Mm-hmm.
What I've learned, trust yourself first.
That's true.
Now, let's go.
Okay.
You have anything you want to add or take away or say or beef or whatever before we go through that whole list of things?
Yes, I mean, really, there was not much to talk about Dolores in this episode except for the fact that she finally told us to the cameras that she has accepted the position of being a manager at
Their place.
Yes, their place. It's an electrical company. Anyway, that's really it for Dolores, and that's all that she really had to say for this episode. She was drained and worn out and tired from Teresa's party because of all the fighting and all the arguing and everything that had happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't blame her though. That was a whole mess. All right, are you ready for me to talk about the episode now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, talking about the whole mess, Teresa had invited both Jennifers over, Jen Fessler and curly hair Jen. I think her name is Jennifer Aiden. She invited both Jens over to her house, and Teresa just basically wanted to see what was going on, what happened, why this fight happened, and all that. Jen basically feels... Okay, so Teresa was just like, so did you really say that she stole from Charity? And then Jennifer cleared that up, saying that, no, I didn't say she stole, but the way she phrased it, she paid herself back, which insinuated that she was stealing from the charity.
No, she just took.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't steal. The money was her to do what she wanted.
That's true.
She didn't. It's just that if you're doing it for a charity, then the money should go to the charity. And usually when people give charities, they do it out of their heart. Just like if people go down to give the homeless, you don't charge.
Mm-hmm.
You go and give them. You go and buy the blankets yourself. You go do it. This come out of your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing this for charity.
Yeah.
You don't say I'm doing it for charity and then I pay everybody else back and whatever I spent and they can get that. That is not charity. Not in my book.
Yeah. I would have felt bad for her if she broke even at that charity event.
Well, it looked like it was successful.
Yeah, it definitely was successful. But really, Teresa feels like she's stuck in between Danielle and Jennifer because she both wants them to get along because they're both her friends.
Mm-hmm.
And Jennifer is kind of, I'm going to say, a bit hypocritical because she chooses to try to be cool for Melissa and Rachel, yet she doesn't like the fact that Teresa is going to be close with Danielle or trying to be close with Danielle.
Mm-hmm. But they kind of, both sides kind of have the same, if you like, Jennifer feels, how could Teresa go to the thing?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt, how could she say anything when she went to Melissa's thing?
Exactly.
Me, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this is show, so y'all all gotta play the part. That it's just silly at this point.
It is silly at this point. Speaking of the other half of the team that does not like Teresa, not Melissa, but Joe, Melissa's husband Joe. He happened to be the officiator of the wedding.
Of the gay couple.
Yes, of the gay couple. It was his cousin that he was marrying off. It was a nice scene. Joe got a little emotional because he realized that the rift between him and his sister, that he won't be able to go to his nieces and nephews' weddings. Neither will Teresa be at his children's weddings because they have this beef. But he's finally glad that he found a family that accepts him for who he is. Okay.
Who finally glad?
Joe.
So is that from Joe's side? That's from his wife's side.
I don't.
Because if it was from their side, then Teresa would be there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were.
No. How's he gonna block him? The family want family. Why would they not want that? That's probably on his wife's side.
Okay. And then other people that happened to be there was Melissa and Margaret, which was interesting. So you're probably right. This probably is on the wife's side, just because of who showed up. So pretty much. Oh yes. Before we move on to the party, Margaret, just to quickly talk, Margaret is stressing out so much about her husband's health and if he has prostate cancer that she literally called up the doctor's office and is like, they should have had the results by now. And then, interestingly enough, when she calls, the doctor's like, the test results did come out looking a bit at normal, so I'm going to need an MRI. So what took you so long to call to tell them this information? But that just shows you the healthcare system. But yes, Margaret's
because one of the wonderful things about that is not all times, but 95% of the time. Okay, I'll say 92.
Okay.
When you don't hear, that means you're right.
You're right, that is true.
If you don't hear,
of the time.
if you don't hear, they could have got busy, whatever. In other words, whatever they found, you all right. Because if they found something and they held it from you for a while, they could be sued. So that is malpractice. Once you know it's something that I need to know, you have to call me in for an appointment or you'll let me know immediately. But because he's nothing wrong with him as he thinks, so it's like, let me just go and give a thorough search of an MRI. That's what I think, to go down in there deeply to see. But the other one showed normal, right?
At normal, because the level that they're supposed to see is 70. The number that they're supposed to see when they measured this was, they call it the PSA. It's supposed to be 20, and his came back as 70. So he said it's a little bit at normal, like slightly at normal.
I don't understand. Break it down to me.
I don't know the measurements of how they measure this prostate.
No, I just say it again because I really
okay.
want to understand this. Sorry guys, I really want to understand this.
That,
I don't know why I didn't hear this.
Oh, well, he said that the PSA number for this test that they did typically comes back in the 20s, but his came back, Margaret's husband came back in the 70s, and the doctor said that's slightly abnormal. So I'm not sure if that's like within a normal range that once.
But I thought you said it's supposed to be at 20.
It was supposed to be at 20.
20 is like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
But it can go up. It didn't deplete.
Right.
So it's going up.
But it's not out of bounds where it causes for concerns.
Like I said,
Like
it was just abnormal. That's it. And they just want to go deeper to make sure.
Yes.
So I don't think he had cancer.
No, but Margaret got me slightly concerned.
Unless it's hiding under something. But if not, the x-ray would have caught it. Or whatever they do. Or the sonogram or whatever. So that would have caught it. So that's why the doctor's not like really panicking, because he wants him in for an MRI. And it might be cancer, or it could be something else. It could be a tumor, it could be, who knows? You know, but did Margaret, previous ex-husband die of cancer?
That's a good question. Well, I find, okay, hold on, okay. Oh, okay. husband's death. Okay. Nope, her ex-husband, had died of a sudden heart attack.
And that's the one that had the children.
Mm-hmm.
And they got separated.
I'm not sure about getting separated.
I think that they broke up. I don't know.
I mean, they could have, but anyway.
And then she came on the Housewives of New Jersey. I think she was from Florida, the Florida one.
Oh, yes, Miami.
Miami.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Well, anyway, go ahead.
Yes. So now for the big part of the episode, which is Danielle's Bougie Kids relaunch. So basically, honestly, first off, I would just like to say I kind of did like the theme of this relaunch. It was very kid friendly. Just honestly gave Bougie Kids honestly, and I like the fact that they had a kid DJ, so she was really honing in on this kid theme. But everything else was not very kid friendly. What these housewives were going through with each other.
I don't like the name Bougie.
I understand.
I mean, that's like teaching your child to be stuck up or thinking your child is better.
I mean, it may be try to be.
I mean, it may be catchy.
Mm-hmm.
Bougie Kids. I get it, but how many people gonna be able to afford their prices?
Exactly. You gotta be bougie enough to get bougie.
And also, who are you catering to?
Mm-hmm.
Bougie. I mean, that's what we're trying to get away from.
Mm-hmm.
Is being so concerned and self-centered about the way we look.
Yeah.
We're trying to, and yet she comes along and this is Bougie Kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
No, that's her whole thing. Like when she first came on, she was talking
So
about
she's living her dream through her children, and we're on another era.
Yeah.
And that is trying to get away from that, trying to get away from being superficial. And here she go with Bougie Kids because this is what she wanted for herself when she was young.
Yes, indeed.
You know what? Instead of them pushing education, like be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, an engineer, a school teacher, a professor. Did I miss anything? A nurse, something. They don't.
No.
They push them right into the industry.
Yes, they do. Got her kids modeling on the runway on Fashion Week. But anyway, Danielle was finally able to invite her dad to the event after having some talk with her husband, saying that she would really like her father to be a part of this part of her life, but she's been missing events. But anyway, all that to be said, she finally invited him, but last minute he happened to come down with some sickness and he wasn't able to come, and Danielle didn't even take it the hard way. She was like, you know what, the fact that he would have showed up means we're on some type of good terms, so I'm going to believe that. So here at this party, we have Rachel, who literally cannot stomach, yes. Jen Fessler talking about her husband only because he mentioned Gia, and Jen went to go tell.
Jen was defending her. Right, defending.
Yeah,
she was trying to tell her that it's not what was said. That's how it's misconstrued. Mm-hmm. That's what Jennifer was doing, to try to let them know, no, that's not like that. Mm-hmm. And she didn't hear her.
Right, no, Rachel did not. She's like, why are you talking about a child and my husband?
Why are you talking to them, period?
That too.
Moreover, talking to them about me and my kids. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Mm-hmm. That's what I took from it.
Yeah, literally. Rachel was just literally, every time Jen just came over, she would walk away, or if Teresa approached her, she would just walk away. It was really petty.
But that's the best thing to do. Another thing, she's so unattractive to me. But what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying.
Yes, and then Rachel is, of course, on Danielle's side, because Danielle was I'm just talking about how Rachel was in everything this evening. Rachel agrees with Danielle about why is Jennifer saying you stole from the charity, like that's the worst thing you could accuse somebody of. So Rachel's on Danielle's side.
But she didn't say she stole anything. She didn't say that.
No, but Danielle is literally saying that that's what Jennifer said. So it's honestly, that's how Danielle interpreted what Jennifer said to her. And just for the sole fact that she
sees it that you're taking from the charity. Mm-hmm. You're taking, it's like they could have had more, but you're taking that. When you give charities, that's like if you give a party. Mm-hmm. And you're inviting everybody who you want to come. But then at the date, you're going to say $20 to come into my party. Yeah. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's what she did. And after it was over, I'm going to take all the money I needed to spend this, to do that. And then whatever's left, I'll give it to the charity.
Not bougie at all.
That's not bougie. That's what I'm saying. That bouginess don't fit at all. It don't fit her. No. She is so loud, and I find her obnoxious. I'm just saying it. She's loud, and I guess she tried to make it the Italian way. I don't know. I've met many Italians, and I've never seen nobody so hard.
I think it's just people that come from New York that has that type of energy.
It's like, ooh, like I met many Italians, and I've never met them like they on the Housewives.
That's true.
I don't know what that is. The women acting like men, that's just too much for me.
Yes, but the one thing I will say about Danielle is the fact that she is so mad at Jennifer for what Jennifer is spreading lies about her, that she's like, I hope Jennifer gets her karma, but not her family. I just want it to be solely Jennifer, that God puts that karma.
And let me say about this curse. Because she can't see her own error, her curse cannot go forth. Because you can't curse someone when you're in error. All you're doing is boomeranging back on you. They saying these curses. Mm-hmm. They don't know what you're saying, but the universe hears every idle word you speak out your mouth. And because you stand guilty in this.
You do.
You know? You really do. And when what you call it, your friend Jennifer tried to come and talk to you, you disrespected her.
Yes.
So you don't see the error of your ways, but you're going to put a curse in the universe. Mm-hmm. With a stipulation, don't hurt the family. It don't work that way. But whatever happened to her will boomerang back on you and your children. And remember, you're not even close with your dad and your family.
That's true.
So you got to look at all of that. And you can't make curses out of that. I just have to come out and speak on that, who understand curses very well. That's black magic. You don't do that. And talking about karma, you don't understand what karma is. Karma isn't like you hit me and that's why somebody hit you back. And I'm like, that's not karma. That's tit for tat.
Yeah.
They don't think they know what karma is.
No, it's not an instant gratification or something that just happens.
It ain't for you to go, yeah, you know, they did this. Karma is a rooted thing that goes back.
Right.
You've been doing something for a while. You know, you've been doing something and you're wicked. Not that you did something. See, that's what I'm saying. In your case, both of you all think you're right. Mm-hmm. But when you're dealing with karma, it's something that needs to be corrected in you. You've been doing it in a long time, maybe in a previous life. You've still been having that. So this is how karma comes about. But not to make your soul rot in hell, but maybe you will learn from the mistake by a sting.
Yeah.
Or bite. But not the way you do. No, this is crazy. You know, you see people suffer with karma, they learn their lesson. Mm-hmm. They make it out to be so mean, don't they?
It's an eye for an eye.
That's not karma, folks. That's not how karma works. That's black magic. I'm being honest. So you know, whoever listened to this, if you start saying, no, I curse your mother let this happen, you're speaking a spell. You're speaking into the universe. And you better make sure that person is worthy of it, because it's going to come back on you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So we already talked about Gia and how Gia finally had enough. She was like, I want to know why he's talking about me. But anyway, finally, to end it off with Rachel, to tap back on her real quick, and Danielle, of course, because they seem to be like a tag team this episode. Rachel's pretty much done. She leaves early. She picks up her kid and pretty much dips out of Bougie Kid's relaunch. And Danielle said, and I quote, she agrees with Jennifer she agrees that Jennifer is up Teresa and Jennifer's butt. Mm-hmm.
This,
I don't
to me,
it.
it's just, if you don't show war, people don't like it.
Mm-mm.
You show war, and I don't like it. I just wish that they could get along. I wish that they were more mature.
Yeah, honestly.
And I like Teresa, but she's wrong too. She's wrong. Because she keeps, everywhere she goes, she's damning, what's her name?
Jennifer.
No, the white-haired woman.
Oh, Margaret.
Margaret. I don't like Margaret. I never liked Margaret. I thought Margaret was always a troublemaker. But Margaret also seemed like when she's your friend, she's your friend.
Okay, I can see that.
I don't want to take nothing away from her, but it's just something about her spirit that come off of the two that make me don't like her. She comes off as a snake woman. She come off as snakish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I don't like about her. She just come off as a snake, and a very hard one at that. And a know-it-all. And that's how she comes off the screen to me. Teresa, she comes off the screen as loud and hot-headed. Hot-headed. I can't say anything about Dolores anymore because what I had with Dolores, that's gone.
Yeah.
Dolores was the rock, not rock, then.
Yeah, Dolores left the building.
That she's a Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
That the mountain goat, she done fell off the cliff. She the mountain goat, she done tilted all over. And I'm not saying that I can't twist this enough, these visual lines. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it enough. I'm just saying I don't understand. All she gonna do is get lost in this.
Yeah.
You know how you just start conforming so much, you get lost in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I guess I didn't see Dolores gullible, but I guess she needs love.
Yeah.
And I guess it's good love, it's sweet love. And I guess she says, it's worth me making my sacrifices. I could respect that, even though I do not agree with it. Boundaries are there to protect you. You wouldn't have put it there if you didn't think you needed it. And for that, I'm just saying, I hope he turned out to be everything that you want him to be.
Yeah.
But I think you're making a big mistake. That's what I feel.
Everybody sees it.
You're losing your voice at every turn. He's already said, if you get plastic surgery, I'm out.
Uh-huh.
So, in other words, either you're going to work out hard with me, and I don't want no fat woman. Mm-hmm. So he's strict to me. I don't know.
Kind of superficial in that.
He's made it clear he's superficial. He didn't say I'm superficial, but he said, if you go and get surgery, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you will have to get up and work out with me, like she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You will keep yourself together by working out. Now that you're my woman, that can't be you. This is as natural as you're going to get. And she's like, in other words, you can't do this. But he's already, I would have just been offended by that. I would have been like, this will never work. Because I couldn't honor that.
Right, you're going to tell me what to do with my body.
And you're not paying for it. But he have a right, because if he want his significant other in a way. Like like we have our visions of our man. Like, I don't want a man that don't work. I mean, or I don't want a man with 5 kids or 2 kids or babies. We have standards.
Mhm.
But when you go against your standard, don't you think he sees that? That's giving him more power. When he says if you get, if you have surgery, it's over.
Mhm.
And she's like, no man is going to tell me what to do. And yet,
He's telling you what to do.
he's telling you what to do, and you comply. Why? Because you're still there. It's so funny though, because we make those mistakes when we're young.
Uh-huh.
And for her to be like this, that meant she haven't been in love in a long, long, long time.
That's true.
Because she is making brutal mistakes. She's minimizing herself to fit in his world.
Yeah.
And she can't see that. And it's sad because nobody can't say anything. Because she can't see it. She doesn't want to. And I hate to see Dolores go down this track. No? I don't know.
Well, that was pretty much it for this episode.
Was that heavy? Did I leave it on a heavy? This Dolores was on my mind. But
I mean, this was a heavy episode, period, because we got Jennifer, Danielle, Teresa, everybody's beefing.
yeah. So, well, anyway, that's my heart goes out to Dolores. What can I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, Dolores.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll see you next on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed our recap. You did very good, baby.
Thank you.
And with that being said,
Sunflowers!